Hi.
Hi.
If you could reimagine philanthropy, what would the world look like? If you could reimagine philanthropy, what would the world look like?
That's a very good question. And it's something I think about all the time. But what the world would look like is that the last mile communities that I serve today would have the opportunity to thrive. And we wouldn't have the excuse of someone deciding what we should do, but we have the opportunity to choose what to do.
And who is this, when you say someone deciding what to do, who are you referring to specifically?
Well, first of all, it's me as
Yeah.
a person, as a doer. Oftentimes, there is this perception around philanthropy to decide things that we should be doing. But the opportunity that is presented to us today, if philanthropy was to change, was that I would decide what is best for my community.
I love that. Sorry, I love that. The challenge with philanthropy is that sometimes it feels like it's about telling people what to do.
Yes.
I need to introduce you to the fourth person at the table. This is Shiko. She's the other woman in my life. And she's here in case you want to celebrate something or something has really caught your spirit and you just want to be, I want to second that one. And that I really like, because that's sort of baked in, isn't it? This idea that because we're coming in with the money, we're the ones who have to tell people what to do. That's actually quite true and interesting. Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, and when we think about, for instance, impact, oftentimes we're told this is what you should measure, and yet truly, our community knows what matters most to them. And so I think if philanthropy today was to change, I think it would give us the opportunity to, measure what matters most to us, not what philanthropy thinks matters to us.
Okay. I noticed, Lydie, you were nodding.
I love it.
Yeah, I noticed you were nodding along in agreement. Yeah. So, what do you think? Can you reimagine a world without philanthropy?
I just don't want to repeat what Nathan said because that's exactly my thoughts. I just want to imagine a world where the other side look at us and see that we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We know our problems. We know our challenges. And we know how to solve them.
Yeah.
But what we need is partnership, it's funding, etc. Not someone coming in to tell us, this is how you have to do it. This is the framework you have to use to solve the problem.
I noticed when he talked about metrics or measuring indicators, I noticed you're like, you might. Is there a story there?
No, no comment.
Okay. Do you think Africa can survive without philanthropy? You think? Can such a future ever exist?
I'll say yes and no. I think the moment we start realizing that we have everything in us, Africa is the most richest continent, right? If our leadership truly understood that what we have is enough.
What we have is... Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. You do it this time. You missed out. How could you? Yes. What we have is enough.
Is enough.
Yeah. You don't think we need extra?
We need to be strategic on how to use what we have. Because what we have is more than enough, actually. It's more than enough to serve us. It's more than enough to serve others. It's even more than enough to give to others.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It's more than enough to even give to others.
Yes,
That's,
it is.
That's beautiful.
So we should be less greedy and more strategic.
Less greedy and more strategic. That sounds like a tagline. Okay, over to you. Is it possible to imagine an Africa without philanthropy?
Yes. And I think philanthropy starts within us. And we are blessed as a continent, honestly. And every time I think about it from the lens that what about our forefathers who were here before us?
Yeah.
They built, someone said today something very amazing. The gardens that we are on now are what was sort of nurtured by our forefathers. So I think they existed, they lived, and they sort of passed on something.
Yeah,
to us.
a kind of inheritance.
Exactly.
That's kind of passed on.
So I truly believe that we can't do without philanthropy, but philanthropy has a role to play right now to help us get to the future that we aspire for.
Okay.
It's a catalytic vehicle that we need, and like she said earlier on, we need to be seen as partners in this, but not the other way as beggars, but we are here as partners. With the right resources, we get to the next destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So philanthropy is catalytic. We need it now, but at some point we won't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And we need to be respected that we know our problems and we know how to solve them.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Nathan, Lydie, welcome to the next beat.
Thank you.
There's a reason why I asked that question, but I'll let you know at the end of the podcast. So anyway, moving forward, it's nice to have you here. You're both doers in your different contexts. There's work that you do to serve different types of populations. So I wanted to know your stories in terms of where you're coming from and what are you actually doing right now. I think we'll start with Lydie. What's your story? What do you do?
I'm coming from a background of business. For the past 20 years, I've always been starting something. So the first business that I started was a publishing house in 2006. And we were publishing textbooks for schools. And we're very successful for a couple of years. And that led us to use some of the profits of that business to start a school, actually. When I had my son 11 years ago, we decided to start a small school, a daycare, actually, using the Montessori pedagogy. I love that pedagogy. It's put the child at the center of everything. And very quickly, that grew into a network of preschools. So today we have 7 preschools in Rwanda, serving middle and high income families.
Yeah.
But that's not the full story.
Yeah.
So
I was about to ask. I want to hear the full story. How did you move from that one small school? Actually, maybe even before that. You were in the world of business. And I noticed when you were speaking, you did say it's about being strategic.
Right.
And it's about being strategic, not greedy.
Yes.
Most people would associate the business world and people in business as being greedy, capitalistic. Would you say that described you when you were doing more business at the time? Like more focused on...
So the purpose of starting a business is to make a profit. Is to make sure that shareholders are happy, right? That's the first purpose of a business. But when you're in education, and I think that's where there is a slight difference, it's really about changing lives, impacting the minds, the character, especially at that early age, the foundational learning. So that's where we really focus on. We've seen that in many of our African countries, there's a lot of focus on primary, secondary education, even higher education. But we have so many young people who cannot even read and write a proper letter without, mistakes. So what if we went back to the dashboard and look at where are we missing? Where is the real problem starting from?
What was the moment that made you were doing business, making money, making profits for shareholders, keeping your shareholders happy, and maybe a little dividend for yourself. What was the moment that you said, this is what I want to do? Was there a specific moment that made you say, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? I want to work with children. What was the moment for you?
So in 2019, I was talking to a government official about, the state of education in the country. And that lady was telling me that it's really important that we are focusing on these schools in Kigali. But what about the rural schools? And for the first time, really, I was like, okay, let me go and visit and see what is really happening. So we went to a district an hour away from Kigali city just to see what was happening. And it was a slap in my face to just realize that actually 1 hour away from the city, there were schools with children who don't have food, who cannot learn properly, with teachers who have no idea what they're doing. And yet I'm having these amazing Montessori schools doing great. What am I doing? So that's where the shift happened. And we went back to the government and said, okay, give us a list of the district with the least performing schools. The district with the...
You wanted the least performing schools?
Yes.
Why don't you go for the low-hanging fruit of maybe the best performing? Why the hard work?
Why will you go to the best performing school if they're already performing?
Fruit.
I guess entrepreneurs, we like doing hard things.
Okay, fine.
So they came up with the lists, and then we decided, okay, let's start with one school. And look at the learning outcomes in numeracy, literacy, and see how we can start working with them. And that was the beginning of it. So we started with one school in 2019, and today we have 15 schools we're working with. And our intervention are going from nutrition.
Before you move to that, what was it like the first day? Take us to that first day when you opened the school. What were you feeling that day? That first day?
A feeling of pride mixed with anxiety and a lot of questions. You have this poker face, you're smiling to everybody, but inside you're like, what am I doing? Because I had a school, I had 200 kids from day one.
From day one?
Okay. 200. And parents were looking at me and I'm looking at them. And I'm like, okay, we are going to do this.
Okay.
We're starting with nutrition first. Nothing else. No teaching.
How old were these kids?
3 to 6.
3 to 6, okay.
Yes, 3 to 6. Nutrition. Because an empty stomach cannot read, cannot learn.
As simple as that,
As simple as that.
And at this point, had you already left your publishing job, or were you still there?
So I had left. I was on the board of the publishing, and I was just focusing and giving my heart and my time to this new venture, which was, how do we make sure that we have quality early childhood education in the rural areas?
Yes. And did you resign? Did you? How did the people feel when you were leaving?
So I never really left.
Are they still wondering, where is she? She hasn't been here since 2019.
So the thing is, the beauty with, and that I learned later on, when you delegate, you realize that people were waiting for you to give them the chance to prove that they can
do it.
You know, I used to be a micromanager, especially at the beginning of all my ventures. Like, I felt like I could be the only one to do everything right, the way I want it to be done.
Yeah.
But it's exhausting. You cannot. We all have 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, you
And
can't be
sometimes you
everywhere.
wish, could I have another extra hour
Exactly.
to get more done?
Exactly. So the moment I let go and I'm like, you know what? You are the team. We've been doing this work together. It won't be perfect. We all make mistakes, but let's do it.
And you stepped away.
I stepped away.
Were there any people telling you, what are you doing?
Of course. Always.
Okay, friends, family?
Yes, both.
Both. And you
Both.
stubbornly said, no,
I'm like,
this is what I
you know,
want to do.
we are we are on something here, and I think it's time for me to leave this publishing business and to focus on this,
Okay.
because I had given like 12 years of my life for the publishing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So the work you were doing at the school, I think you mentioned you did nutrition.
Yes.
What other activities were you doing at the schools?
We did a lot of teacher training, just to
And this is teacher training in the Montessori methodology?
no.
Oh, okay.
So in the rural area, we decided, because these kids will graduate, go to primary schools in government schools, right? So we need to use a curriculum that will continue.
Ah, fine.
So we sticked on the government curriculum, but we tweaked it a little bit and designed lesson plans on how to teach this in a more fun and sexy way.
Okay. Could you give us an example, maybe just one example of how something you tweaked to make it a bit more fun?
You know, when you're learning math, for example, it's numeracy, right? When you're in a village and they're like, okay, we don't have any resources and all of that. I'll take them outside and I'll say to the kids and the teachers, let's look for the Coca-Cola
Bottle tops.
bottle tops.
Yeah.
Or Fanta, whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll collect all of it. Okay, we'll put it on the table. So and I'm asking the teachers, do you think we can do some addition or subtraction using this? They're like, yeah, okay, let's try to do it.
So really simple things.
Very simple. It's not rocket science. Use the available resources to create the activities and the materials to teach.
Yes.
And the moment you show that practically, it opens something in the mind of those teachers. Like,
Okay.
oh, we don't have to buy all the time.
Yeah.
You know, because when you ask them, what is missing? Oh, we don't have this, we don't have this, we need to buy, we need to. Okay. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go.
using local materials
Local
instead of waiting to buy things all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So there's so kind of you're making learning more fun and sexy. And what else did you do as part of your model?
We very early on we saw that children were missing a lot of their classes because they were sick.
Yeah.
And when they were sick, they couldn't afford to go to the doctors because they didn't have health insurance. So we work with the community to find out like who are the people in the community and the children in the schools that really needed the support in terms of the health insurance. And we made sure that those children with their parents have access to health insurance, which helped them to stay in class.
So this is interesting. It's like you're not just focusing on the classroom, you're also looking at what enables the child to be in the classroom. So
Absolutely.
nutrition, health. Okay.
And the nutrition part, you know, it's not only providing the food, it's also working with the parents and say, okay, we have a malnutrition problem. Is there anything we can do using what we have, what we're planting and all of that to cook nutritious meals? So we have a monthly cooking sessions with the parents to talk about these things. And in that process, we also talk about gender-based violence in the home and the environment, the conducive environment for the child to thrive.
Okay.
What is that environment look like?
Okay, so a lot of cross-cutting issues that you're dealing with in there. Okay, so there's teacher training.
Yes.
And this, you're training them in the tweaked curriculum.
Yes.
And I think and of course it's more fun based for easy learning.
Yes.
And I think you said you have a nutrition, you do some work around nutrition as well with the students.
Yes.
Maybe just big numbers or high level numbers. So far, what has been your impact in terms of either the number of teachers trained
Right.
or students that you've reached, or any other educational outcomes you think are important?
No, absolutely. We've trained about 300 teachers over the past 4 years, 5 years. Reached 4,000 kids, 20,000 family members. We've served 250,000 meals.
Wow.
It's been, when I hear myself talking about those numbers, and it's just like...
And how many meals a day for the kids?
It's just one. It's because...
Oh, it's one meal a
school
day.
is from 8 to 12.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And you pay for this, or does the government step in a bit?
We do pay for it. The government has been very supportive in providing us with the infrastructure. We don't pay for the school, for the rent.
Okay.
So that's the government contribution, but everything else is on us.
Do you foresee a time when the government might step in and cover that cost?
I mean, that's the dream.
You've got to dream, right?
Got to dream, right? I have a dream.
Now you're going to make me start saying, I have a dream. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yes.
Moving to you, Nathan. Thank you for sharing your story. I wanted to know what's your story? What do you do?
Yeah, thank you. I was raised by a single mother from rural Uganda. And one of the things that I do appreciate about being raised by a single mother is that it showed me the potential that is in rural Uganda and in rural communities. Over time, the rural communities are seen as a place, a forgotten place. And often what we do is we actually go and implement interventions that, for instance, we say we want to support farmers, increase on their production. But one thing for sure that I've seen in rural Uganda is that it has potential, but also the other thing is that the kind of individuals that are living in rural Uganda have the potential, have the resilience, have the grit to build something that goes beyond their household. That experience laid a background for what I do today. I work with an organization called Imagine Hub, and what we do is we build rural entrepreneurial infrastructure for last mile youth and young women to become thriving social entrepreneurs.
In Malawi, we like to say there's a lot of English in there, a lot of English infrastructure, last mile. Break that down for us. What does all that English mean?
So it's basically two pathways.
Yes.
When we think about entrepreneurship, we always think about entrepreneurship to be only meant for guys in the city, guys in peri-urban, and often we look at guys from rural community as the guys who are supposed to go to the garden and dig. But what we really do is that our model is built on two pathways. One is capacity enhancement. We borrow the principles of Silicon Valley and apply to...
which principle? Is this fail fast?
Innovation.
Innovation, okay.
Yeah. So we work with the youth and young women in rural Uganda to identify problems in agri-food systems and climate, and then they are able to build ventures out of that.
So these are businesses?
These are businesses.
Around, you said agribusiness and
climate.
Okay, fine. What are some businesses? Okay, I think agribusiness is mostly food production. Yeah. And climate, what would that be?
Yeah, so we are looking at clean energy.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, and so our capacity enhancement basically runs for 3 months. Design thinking is always thought for guys who have gone to school alone, but we have seen that the young women we work with and the youth we work with actually are able to identify a problem and then turn that problem into an opportunity. The other second pathway is we do invest So again, when I say we borrow the principles of Silicon Valley, and so we do invest in our entrepreneurs. We truly believe that training alone won't take someone somewhere. We've gone to school, but we still see people unemployed. So we say that let's provide access to capital. So we do provide a patient returnable capital for our entrepreneurs to actually launch ventures. Today, we have 1,000 businesses that are creating jobs, that are transforming the economy. They are contributing.
How are they transforming the economy?
All right, good question. So Uganda is projected to be a 500 billion economy by 2040.
This is $500 billion.
Dollars.
B. At the billion.
Billion, yes.
Okay, fine.
By 2040. And so when we think about that, we realize that the government alone can't achieve that mark. So we need businesses to actually drive that. And so when we say transforming economies, our ventures actually pay taxes.
Yes.
Our ventures are employing other people who are paying taxes. Our ventures are exporting out of Uganda. And so that's how we transform the economy.
In terms of revenue,
Yeah.
If this is information that you have, the business that you have, how much revenue have they sort of brought? Okay, maybe if you were to pick on average, how much revenue have the businesses that you've helped, incubate and send out into the world? How much have they generated?
Yeah, I want to talk about one venture that
that's okay.
I'm really excited about. So we have a venture graduation pathway. We do exit our ventures as well. And
they will exit after how many years?
Roughly 5 years.
5 years. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So the venture graduation pathway is, we use the tree metaphor: seed, sprout, sapling, tree, redwood. And so our ventures go through that pathway. So a seed, you basically have an MVP. You're proving a concept. We don't expect you to generate revenue, but we expect you to get out there, show that there is interest in the product you're producing. But then what happens is that we begin to move. When you go to a sprout, we expect you to turn in some revenue.
Yeah.
So between 1,500 to a max of $5,000 US. When you go to a sapling, that grows as well. So from 5,000, we expect you to bring in about 15K annually. This is revenue, not profit. We expect when you reach a redwood, that's when we exit you. And so redwood, you're turning in about 50,000 US. You're employing 8 people. You're scaling beyond your district. You're now going to the region. You're probably begin to think about export and all that. So I want to say that between 15,000 to 25. Yeah.
Okay. From what I was doing a little research, I was stalking you online, and one of the things I found out about Imagine Her, the organization, was that it was an undergrad project for you.
Yeah.
Which you started in 2016.
Yeah.
And apparently, from what I understand, when you started, at some point you had to pivot.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what that pivot was?
So 2013, very curious, very excited about why girls were dropping out of school. Was very, very passionate about this idea that let's provide access to sanitary supplies, because one of the things my research found out was that girls were dropping out of school because of lack of access to sanitary supplies. Did a very amazing project, reached about 2,000 plus girls. And one thing from the start that sort of embodied as a person and the work was that we do not want to provide. We do not want to give as handouts, but we want the community to actually learn a skill, from that skill then make their own. Then we also did the idea that why not involve fathers and men and boys actually. So fathers were part of the trainings that we did, and then the other part was that we involved boys. At school, girls basically drop because someone laughed at them. Someone stigmatized them. And who is that? That's a boy. So changing that perception early on was what we're trying to do.
Okay.
But then 2016, went back to the same community and asked the question, hey, what's the problem? Still girls are dropping out of school.
Despite all your interventions, girls were still dropping out of school.
Exactly. And so one thing came clear. You gave us the training. We know how to make these things, but we don't have money to even buy a needle, a thread, a material that we could use to make a sanitary pad. So it came clear that it was economic dependency. That was a challenge.
What was the dropout rate at the time, if you remember?
I can't.
You can't remember? Okay. But what you noticed was, despite the interventions you did between 2013 and 2016, there wasn't any change. Girls were still dropping out of school.
Exactly. Missing school, dropping out of school. Now, it was clear that there was a bigger problem, and that was economic dependency. Today, about 87% of rural Ugandans depend on someone for them. We usually say, we have a joke in the office where we say, each one of us has about 8 people, and some of us have a clan that is depending on the little salary.
You know, that's, oh my goodness. I need to pause on that point for a good reason. You know, one thing that I think the world doesn't really appreciate about Africans is that we're not just one person. We have a clan behind us that is depending on us. And that that influences a lot of how we plan, where we invest our time. And that really, yes, I mean, it's the same in Malawi. You find that each one person, there was this one time I was talking to a funder who was asking me, why is it government officials always chasing per diem? I'm sure it's, I know in Rwanda, you guys do not have the problem of per diem. Yeah, but in Malawi, and I'm sure Uganda is the same, per diem is a big problem. So you find that government officials are always going to meetings for per diem. Now, while I don't agree with it in principle, when you look at the salaries, you kind of are like, okay, maybe this is why this happens. And when I was explaining to this fund, it's like, okay, do you know how much this director gets? When I explained, they didn't believe me. I was like, no, you can't be serious. It's like, no, this is what they do. And again, it's because those directors in government have dependents. So wherever they can find money, they find it, because they have a village to support back home. So it's a real thing, for African, not just leaders, but also just Africans in general, that we do have this dependence where I think you said it's 87%? Yeah. So like everybody has 8 other people depending on them. Yeah, no, that's so true. I wanted to say yes, that one. Yes.
Yes, okay. So 87% dependent on someone, but also like we have 4 million young people who are not in education, not in training, not in employment. That was an opportunity to change what we're doing.
And that was the pivot for you?
That was a pivot. So we said, you know what? Thank you for the learning that we got from running the menstrual hygiene project, but here is the opportunity to change. We don't want to have someone depending on the other, but we now want to begin to drive the narrative around that. Business can actually be the way to change the community, because we see value that when we build markets and when we build businesses, jobs are going to be created, that's one. Beyond that, supply chains are going to be improved. And these companies that we're creating, ventures we're building today, are able to pay taxes that go back to the economy. Earlier on, I had a conversation with someone, and we only say that if our taxes were used in the right way, I think we would be very far from where we are today.
I was going to go there, but you went there. No, that's so true. Maybe just one last question for you, and then I want to throw a question to both of you. Is there a particularly with the work that you're doing, is there a favorable government environment? Is there an environment where government actually does want to support such businesses?
I think last quarter, one of the things that we have been doing is, so because the investment has been really philanthropy that has supported us to get the investment out. One of the things is that we have been speaking to the government and local government specifically in the districts that we work with. the idea has been, you have chunks of money that you give out, and the failure rate in those programs is really high. So we kind of had the opportunity to present our case and said, hey, we have these ventures that are really beginning to take off. Would you be willing to actually invest in these ventures? I'm really pleased that, out of the bucket that they had, they took some money and said, hey, this is going directly to the ventures that you invest in. And women-led ventures, that's the most exciting part. And then the other piece of it as well is that government has infrastructure.
Sorry, just a minute. I saw you doing that. I think you like tapping, so I'll bring it close to you. There you go. No, go ahead.
Should I? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's perfectly safe to do that.
Women-led businesses.
And government has machinery, government has research facilities, so we leverage on those. So machinery is what we are now leveraging on, but then the other opportunity is that because we want these ventures and the products that are in the market to be certified, what we leverage on is government institutions. We work
to
with
certify the products.
Exactly, do the testing. So we work with government labs to help the entrepreneurs test the product, and then we work with government institutions to actually have this certified.
Understood. What are some of your big numbers?
Ooh, exciting. So we have, the ambition is we want to have 3,500 businesses by 2036.
How many are there now?
1,000.
There are 1,000 now.
So this is a new, like when we think about the next beat, this is the next beat for us.
Thank you for plugging the podcast. That's the next beat.
Yeah, this is our next beat, 3,500 businesses.
Yeah.
And in turn, those should be able to, create about close to 12,000 plus new jobs in the communities. But one thing that we are leveraging.
How many jobs now out of 1,000 that you
So we have 5,000.
5,000 jobs.
Yes.
Okay.
These are decent jobs.
Yeah. Decent jobs.
Yes.
You have to qualify. English. Decent jobs. What's a decent job? Do you define it by income?
Income, consistency of that income, and then one of the things that we're considering continuously is that does that income you take on a monthly actually contribute to your national social security? Are you able to save for the future? And so, those jobs are contributing to that.
Okay.
And then in terms of capacity, because earlier on I say that close to 4 million youth are not in training, not in employment. We want to reach about 50,000 youth by.
So basically 10x what you're doing now.
Yes, in terms of training. And then our model right now is that we have built a curriculum, we have built the methodology, it's working, we've tested it. And so now the goal is to plug in and work with, are there CBOs, are there early stage NGOs that are really excited about economic empowerment? And so we want them to take on methodology or curriculum.
So you're hoping to reach the 50,000 through these NGOs?
Exactly.
Government?
Yes.
And government?
Yes.
Okay.
In government, we are actually sort of tapping into the opportunity to work through government, beyond just the current, what they are doing with us. We're laying down a strategy to work on that.
Okay, fine. No, thank you. It was important for me to know what you do. And from the conversation, it seems you love what you do, right?
It's what keeps me up in the night.
I know behind every smile, I know there's a frustration, there's a tear, there's a moment when you're like, why? You said it. Why am I doing this? Has there been ever a moment of doubt that maybe I made a mistake doing this work? And I want to start with you, Lydie, because you came from a very lucrative business background in publishing, I believe you said. Were there ever moments when you left and you were doing this work where you were like, I made a mistake?
I'll say no. There wasn't a moment when I thought I made a mistake, but there were moments where I had doubt. about the potential of this to grow and for me to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, because, you know, we're not just doing this work in silo. We have families, you know, we are leading communities, we are working in our churches, etc., basically. But as a mom, I have 3 kids, 19, 18, and 13 now. But small kids, small problem, bigger kids, bigger problem. So juggling the motherhood and the stress of being an entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur, sometimes you have doubts because you work long nights, you don't take vacations, you're not there for the most important moments.
Yeah. Was there a moment that you missed, that you regret missing because of your work?
Yes, I've missed so many birthdays, and because you know, I'm attending this conference or doing this, you know. So yeah, I just hope that, you know, my girls and my boy will be looking back at this and seeing, okay, mom was not there because she's trying to help other people, put food on the table, go to school, learn, and be successful, just the same way they are.
You have an 18-year-old.
19, 18, and 13.
19, 18, and 13.
Yeah.
Does the 19-year-old understand that? That mom was doing work to put food on the table for other children in the same way we have food on our table? Is that understanding there?
I feel like my 13-year-old understands it better than my 19-year-old. You know? Yeah, it's difficult.
I can imagine.
It's difficult. And it's a discussion for another day.
Yep, that's fine.
Yes.
Maybe moving on to Nathan. Like I said, you're all very smiley people, and clearly you love what you do. But was there any doubt, or did you lose anything along the way to where you are now?
Doubt, yes. I think when we pivoted, one of the things that became clear, and even up to now, is one of those things that I keep on questioning. So besides the 3,500, besides the 50,000, we're also raising capital for our investment facility for the entrepreneurs. It's a $2.5 million vehicle, and every time I think about it, it puts me in this place where I'm like, will I even hit this goal? Will this even ever take off? I mean, we have had success with smaller monies, you know, here and there, but this is something that is big, and sometimes it's so scary. And I sit back in the room and think to myself, maybe it'll come to pass, but if you're not seeing the next dollar coming, then you're like, it's probably not gonna come. Are there moments that I regret? Oh yes. I mean, you can see a very promising venture, and then all of a sudden, beyond the entrepreneur, maybe the market actually leads to the failure of that venture.
That's about the venture.
Yeah, and it ties.
I want to know about you.
It ties to me in a way, because at the end of the day, when I go home and look at my son and daughter, I'm like, you know, the pain that I'm going through, I'm gonna pass it on to these guys. So,
what do you mean that the pain you're going through, you pass it on to?
Yeah, my frustration at the end of the day is seen. I try to smile, but it's not a genuine smile to the kids. It's not that I'm hurting my kids. raise my hand, raise my voice, but the kids want that moment, but because you're like, man, this was going to be something else.
And it didn't become the thing you were hoping for.
So that hurt. But also I think, personally, the last 10 years, I don't think I've taken time for myself and say,
actually,
go, sleep.
Let me ask you, when was the last time you took a vacation?
I've never.
You've never? Okay. Oh man, is that for a long time?
No, actually. So my daughter graduated end of May. So yes, we took a vacation, 10 days.
Amazing.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, you took 10 days.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the longest vacation you've taken?
10 days.
10 days? Okay, you? Oh, you haven't had a vacation in 10 years?
No.
It's ridiculous.
How do you cope?
No, I've not had any. However, though, I think there's an opportunity. For the last 10 years, what I've invested my time on is building the right team, building the right systems. And I feel, honestly, this year, pressure has been there, but I feel like I'm beginning to have space to breathe. And so hopefully, sometime.
Nathan, if I can say something.
Go ahead.
It's tomorrow is not for us. That's what.
God. Say it again.
Tomorrow is not for us.
That is.
I'm borrowing that.
That is. Oh, you're borrowing it?
I'm borrowing it.
Oh, you took it before me. Can we trademark it under the next bit?
Please
We're
do.
trademarking. What? Say it again.
Tomorrow is not for us.
Tomorrow is not for us. So, it's so sacrificial. Self-sacrificial.
It is. And this is something that we see with all the social entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs in general. You will sacrifice everything for this work. But guess what? If you're not there, if you don't wake up, what will happen to the work? Will it continue? Your children, they only have one dad. Your partner, your wife, has one husband. Right? So at some point, you have to be selfish enough and say, for me to be able to do this work, I need to be good here and here.
Love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Love that.
If not, at some point, this machine that we have, that we think will run 24/7 every single day, will just stop or will just pause.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. We need at some point to start thinking about ourselves, to start saying, I need to be in good shape, physically, mentally, with my family, for me to be able to give.
Yeah.
You cannot give when you're empty.
Yeah.
And most of us are empty.
Yeah.
We are empty vessels running up and down.
Nathan, what she's just beautifully said, summarized. Go on vacation.
It's the plan.
That's what she's saying. Go on
It's a
vacation.
plan.
Yes, please go on vacation. But honestly, I was going to ask a question in terms of what is it that you'd like people to know about doers, the cost of being a doer? Because I think one of the things about being doers is, okay, maybe let me reshape this question a bit. Sometimes, okay, the one thing I've noticed about you guys, even though you're going through hardship, there is hardship there. There's struggle there. But you choose to not perform it. You choose not to make it you choose not to make it your brand. Instead, you are smiling. You are joyful.
Yeah.
Why do you choose to be joyful when you have every reason to not celebrate, but to exhibit the hardship you are going through? What makes you joyful? Why do you, I don't know if my question makes sense. Why are you exhibiting joy and not the hardship that you clearly experience? Why do you make, why that?
Go first.
I think all of us three, actually, on this table, are part of the 0.0001% of very privileged people who were given the opportunity to do the work that we're doing. And I say this, and I'm saying it's an opportunity, it's a privilege that was given to us by the Most High. I'm a believer, so. And
you don't have to apologize for that.
Thank you. And it is a privilege to do this work.
It is a privilege to do this work.
It is a privilege to do this work. As much as it is hard, but at the bottom of all of this, it is a privilege to do this work and to see the impact you are making in the lives of even one person.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the thousands.
Yeah.
Even if it's one person,
Yeah.
it's enough. So I've learned since I turned 40 to give myself grace.
Yeah.
Let's give ourselves grace because what we're doing is hard enough already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we don't smile about this, if you don't find joy about this, we'll be miserable. Also,
Lydie, I want to understand, when was the moment for you personally when you said, I'm going to start giving myself grace? Do you remember the moment?
40.
When you turned 40?
Listen,
Yeah.
I turned 40 during COVID.
Yeah.
Everything was, I had planned for this big party. Eish. Yeah. I think only God knows why. But I think it gives you perspective when everything stops, when the world stops. And you had all these plans. When I turn 40, I'll do this, I'll do that. And you can't do any of it. And you just sit home. Listen, it humbles you.
Yeah.
You're like, we cannot travel, we cannot work, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
The schools, my schools were closed for 10 months. So the government, everything was closed for 10 months for us. So you just realize that, okay, I don't have control into everything in this life.
Yes.
Sometimes when we're doing this work, we tend to think that we control.
Yeah. Yeah.
We tend to think that we have the control of this thing. We don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being able to wake up every single day is a blessing. Being able to do the work every single day is a blessing. So let's give ourselves grace.
And realize that you don't have control.
Don't have control. Yeah. Don't.
Nathan, what makes you audacious enough to be joyful? Despite 10 years with no vacation.
So two things. I think about it from the perspective of being a parent. As a father, you wake up in the morning and you think about your children. And the best thing that we do as fathers is that we never show that either we had a fight last night or we don't have a penny in our pocket, but we give hope. And so I think
We give hope.
Yeah. And so
Shout
that
out to the fathers.
How do you say that in your language? We give hope. I'm sure there's a word in your language.
amuno is hope
Yeah.
in my local language.
Okay. Amono.
Amun,
Okay,
yes.
fine.
So we give hope, and I'm a believer too. And so
Nothing to be ashamed of.
one of the things I truly believe is that if Jesus, I think the time, again, this was a movie, and it's written in the Bible, but if there was only one time that Jesus really showed his other side of being human, was during the market incident. And every time that Jesus did his ministry, he was smiling, he was joyous. He didn't complain about it at any one point. And so sometimes I think about it from that perspective.
And also there was the moment, for me, there was always the moment in Gethsemane.
Exactly.
When he was human and said, can someone else
Take
do
this.
this?
Yeah.
Why am I the one to do it?
Yeah.
And it's always a reminder of his humanity as well as his divinity.
Exactly.
That it was still a struggle for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's a privilege. The shoes that we wear today, someone else wants to wear those shoes, but they're unable to wear those shoes. So the best that I can do is to smile and be like, I am privileged. I'm in this position.
What is the one thing that keeps you going? One thing that in those moments of doubt, in those moments of struggle, what is that one thing you look back on that keeps you moving forward through that hardship?
The smiles of children
Yeah.
The smiles of the children.
every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised you're smiling. Nathan, the one thing.
I think about my daughter every single day I do this work. And I say to myself, Abigail, you're privileged that you're seated in the place you are. But there's a young girl, there's a young woman who actually has potential beyond Abigail, but she does not have
The opportunity.
the opportunity. So that keeps me going.
I hope Abigail's like, so should I not enjoy myself?
So that opportunity to give someone their next beat, I think.
Their next bit. You are doing the plan. Yeah, you're plugging the podcast. Thanks. That's the second time you've actually plugged it.
Yeah, I think giving someone their next beat is what keeps. Yeah.
Giving someone their next beat. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and through not just charity, but actually through the opportunity to build something with their own hands.
Yeah.
I think that's.
By helping them build something with their own hands, we are giving them their next beat.
Their next beat.
Lovely. I think I'll end it there. It's wonderful. At the beginning of the podcast, I asked you a question. And that question came from the previous guest, who asked me that I should ask you that question.
Okay.
So I have to interview another guest this afternoon, or today. So what question would you like me to ask the next guest? It can be about anything.
When I give you the chance,
Oh, come on.
you got it.
Nathan. Gentlemen first.
No, ladies.
Oh, yes.
Go.
Challenging stereotype. Gentlemen first. Yeah.
Go for it.
What makes you happy?
What makes you happy?
Apart from the work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Apart from the work.
Yes.
Apart from the work,
Yes.
what makes you happy?
Yeah.
I actually like that question.
I like that question.
I love it.
Do you want to try for another one?
No,
No.
I love that. I love that.
Lydie, Nathan, thank you for being with us.
Thank
at the
you for
next
having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.